Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the festival wrap-up meeting on Wednesday, June 20th, 2018. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. We have a few absents. I need approval to accept the agenda as submitted.
So moved.
John, second. George. Any discussion about this? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So moved. Approval of minutes from the May 16th meeting. Wendy sent them out a while back, and she resent them this week, right, Wendy?
Monday, yeah.
Monday. So I would need a motion to approve the May 16th minutes as submitted.
So moved.
That was loud. John, second. Thanks, George. Mr. Nelson, don't forget you can vote too. You can speak. Any discussion on any of this? All in favor? Opposed? All right. We got guests out there. Kevin, anything you'd like to say? Kevin, anything you want to bring to the table? Why don't you come up here and give us your name and where you live?
Right over there in South Point.
At South Point.
Can you spell your last name?
Lizynness.
We want to thank you for all that you did for the event, too. I mean, Kevin was one of our great volunteers, along with his partner, Jeff, and Kathy, and his crew he had there with their booth, and along with the numerous hours that you helped do things around there.
Here
We really
tonight, but they're
appreciate it.
running the business, so.
Thank you.
Kevin, what business do you run again?
A senior home care company,
Of it?
Synergy Home Care.
Okay, thanks.
Right. Well, we're going to get to you a little later on our agenda here. I have something I want to throw out there. So, thank you. Anybody else out there? Woody? It's guest speaker right now. We're at number 4. Okay. Come on up, Woody. Number 5, public comments. Yes, we are, sir. And your name and address, please.
Woody Clark, Park Lane. Okay, first one. How come the jazz little kids were not playing this year?
They were. It was during the afternoon. It was called Kids Rock.
Didn't see them.
They were there on Saturday from noon to 5 or noon to 4 o'clock. Yep. David Longton ran that whole thing.
Go back and forth.
I think they just stayed to the smaller stage, John, did they?
They did, yep.
Yeah.
Have back and forth.
There was
Next
no need
year?
to go back and forth.
Huh?
There was no need to go back and forth. What they did was they set up their instruments, and it was one stage fit for all. So there was no downtime,
Okay, so
no
they went back.
transition.
Okay, they
So
were there, but they just rolled it around.
yeah, it worked
The band
perfectly.
you had on Saturday late, the young group played rock and roll.
Yeah.
They were good. They said they wanted to come back. I remember that.
DR5?
Oh yeah.
Huh?
DR5 that
No,
played.
these are young kids.
Oh, kids, okay. Yeah, I want to give David Longton a shout out for that because he helped organize that. It used to be Jazzapalooza, and then for reasons people couldn't commit to being here and running with that. So David took that on to get that
Bringing
rolling.
in young people all the time.
Yes.
I don't know who he was, but they seem like they're pretty good.
You should bring that comment up to the concert on the Commons, too, on Sundays.
What?
Remember, the thing they do on Sundays, the concert on the Commons up on Macomb Street, the little concert thing? Never mind, I'll talk to you later about it.
Okay, now, what about Tails? What happened to Tails?
Well, there was an issue between 2 of our township people and with the Tails nonprofit. We missed them as much as you guys did. It had nothing to do with Island Festival Commission. It had nothing to do with any of us, and I want everybody to know that out there. We missed that group as much as you did.
Is that gonna be corrected by next year?
Hopefully it will. I can't speak. That's out of my control. You know who you need to talk to about that.
Oh, I can talk to him. He sits at that table once in a while.
But, and it put me in an awkward spot because I'm friends with people on both sides of that whole debacle. So it was very, it was very uncomfortable for me as my commission. So
Well, I think we probably should clarify. There was the first letter that went out asking them not to participate. I'm not sure about the time frame, but then there was a second letter that said, please do come forward. You can participate at the event. But unfortunately, during that week and a half, 2-week time period, they stopped all their donations and they couldn't recoup in the time frame after that letter was sent to say, please do attend.
You have to next year get on somebody so they can do their thing.
Well, we all received the letters in the mail ourselves, as the commissions did. So, I mean, I like I said, I don't know where to direct you with that, other than we are sad that they weren't there also. I know it's a big fundraiser for them, and
That is.
but they know it wasn't a festival decision, a commission decision, I should say. It wasn't a
And they
festival
received, and I got a letter as well, and they did receive a full refund for their booths and so
They
forth.
did,
So
yes. Rumor is
we
out
were,
there
I,
that,
I called them just to confirm. I think I spoke with Robin. Great conversation. You know, she understands our position as a commission, and we refunded them in full. So, yep.
Yeah, I know that. Well, I wanted to bring it up here and see what they had to say. I know Brian had a little problem about something. Okay, the last thing is the Johns. They're terrible. They were terrible.
Yeah, we're going to make sure there's more next year. That's coming up in my report. We apologize about
Told
that.
2 people on this board about it, and I came back in on Sunday for whatever reason to check, and then I checked the Johns, and they were still in the same crappy position.
No pun intended.
No, because you
Yeah,
couldn't get the roll undone.
I know one of our commissioners was in contact with the company late on Saturday and trying to do some emergency pump outs, and unfortunately that didn't happen for whatever
I'm
reason.
talking about the pump outs. I'm talking about the roll.
Well, that too, yeah, but that's they're responsible
Yeah,
for
right.
that because it's locked up, and yeah.
Yeah, right. So next year, is somebody going to be,
Do you go in there and use a roll on there? Okay.
I want to see if the paper would roll off, and it doesn't roll off. A lot of people would be really unhappy they can't get that down.
That was a good point.
Yeah, good point. Thank you.
And after you told me, I know you told me, and it became pretty public on the radio and our walkie-talkies talking about that, making sure. So
I might have been talking, but
yeah, we apologize and thank you for bringing it to our attention.
Yeah, we'll
it's
address it.
fixed.
Thanks. We good?
Next time I'll let you go in there and check it out. Oh, thank you.
Thank you. I actually did. All right, chairperson's report. That would be me. First off, I'd like to thank everybody that came and enjoyed our festival, and we are always open for comments, no matter negative, positive, what we can do, what we didn't do, what we should do, what's in our capacity that we can do. So that being said, I know you're all waiting to hear some numbers here. Starting off, I would like to say that it was the least expensive festival since I've been chairman that we have thrown. It cost roughly around $60,000 to put that event on. Kim, there were a couple things that did come in that got paid, the bills and stuff like that. We are looking at, so let's get down to specific numbers. So VFW Beer Tent, they brought in a total of $5,343.98 was our fee for the participation for them. Buddha Bar, where'd I go with that? $3,400, but then we did have to pay $450 in sales tax just this week. So I know we thought it was going to be a lot higher. Well, I knew it was going to be around $3,000. I think I won that contest. Everybody
I
else
did.
did, but oh, you did?
500.
Oh, all right. Well, I said 3, so Kim got that.
Was that profit or net?
No, that was after all the bills were paid. But you got to realize, we spent a couple grand on alcohol and napkins and straws and fancy cups, et cetera, et cetera. We know that area does need some tweaking. There were groups on certain shifts that brought it full steam, really did a good job. There were groups that got a little overwhelmed and didn't think it was going to be as crazy as it was. So we just need to know where to place those people. That particular duty was not listed on our sign-up sheet for a reason, because when you're checking wristbands and serving spirits or beer or whatever, there's a lot more that goes into it than just, hey, how you doing? What do you want? So, but we did clear about $3,400 on that. The exhibitors, we had a total of 69 exhibitors, bringing in $11,300. The food vendors, we had 8 that brought in, and this is after that deduction we did too, that refund. Yeah.
There was a couple of questions throughout the festival. How many exhibitors we had last year as opposed to this year? Do you have that number handy?
Last year we had 108,
Okay.
and this year we had 69. I think that it was better downsizing it. I mean, not everybody wants to buy certain items. There were people that did really good and were really happy. There were people that weren't happy and didn't sell anything, and it all depends on your product. Or if you're sitting there with a smile on your face when somebody comes up, you know, you don't want to see all silly Sally and burnout Bob, or, you know, that probably wasn't the right term, but you know what I mean. Yeah, we had 69 vendors, $11,300. Food vendors at 8, we had $4,890. Here's a good one. The carnival, which we seem to build every year on this. For the 3 days with the weather that we had that was on and off here and there, they had a record number this year at our take was $22,338 from the carnival.
That was minus 2 rides from the year before because we couldn't get them across the bridge.
That is correct. Yes, and we're going to get to that.
Let's please keep having that soccer tournament if we can.
Sponsorships. This is kind of a rough figure, but we're looking at $25,275. We have not received the payment for the helicopter rides yet, though. He was not happy. He said it was a big mistake that we moved it to Saturday. I'm in the process of talking with him. Next year, if he wants to do it way over to his hangar, so be it. I think by not having the race cars, it was a little bit of a downer because people couldn't go and see that. But he said he did 99 lifts over the weekend. Friday, 0. Saturday, up until...
Bad weather Friday.
Bad weather Friday.
Yeah, right. And then Saturday he did whatever, and then Sunday a couple, but $495 was his take for us. $495 for that. That's what our percentage of the helicopter. We renegotiated because, you know, there was never really a contract with him, you know, and what he did. But he said he did 99 rides. I think there were more. But was there only one helicopter flying this year? No. There was 2?
Yeah.
All right. For the whole weekend, 99 lifts. And a few of them were private ones, he said. But we're looking at about $495 from him. We haven't got the numbers in for the bouncy houses yet. So pretty much all the bills that I know of are pretty much paid. There might be a couple hundred here and there, but all the big ones are taken care of, unlike last year when things rolled in later on. I would like to know how many additional like VIP tickets we sold on top of the sponsorships, because we did cut the amount of tickets in half of what we offered with all the sponsorships this year. One thing that I noticed that was kind of disheartening was that we had only 11 nonprofits at Island Fest this year. And I know there's 80 some on Groseal alone. And out of the 11 nonprofits, 6 of them were from off island. So these are numbers just so everybody gets an idea of what we deal with on a yearly basis. So the total revenue right now, we're looking at about $76,212.80. We're going to comfortably say that we are sitting at $15,000 for this year's event, which is almost double than last year. And that is considered working capital for the following festival. That doesn't go into some glitter fund that we're going to have to pay off other bills or whatever. Hopefully we can use that to book more bands for next year and the fireworks. And I'm glad that everybody really liked the fireworks, but a lot of you got to remember last year we spent $35,000 on the fireworks because we had a $19,000 sponsorship from Trenton Forging. This year we capped it at $18,000. So you got an $18,000 show opposed to a $35,000 show. But bless all your little hearts, it said it was the best one you've ever seen. So, you know, it was good. I know we're one of the first communities that get our fireworks going and stuff and get the season kicked off. So All right. We want to give a shout out to Kevin Naso from Giza and the whole soccer attorney that they brought in. They bring in thousands and thousands of dollars and people to our community, not just a festival, but to restaurants, to shops on Macomb Street, to our, what are you laughing at, Woody? I'm pretty good at this, aren't I? To, oh, that's a smile. Oh, there's, to, you know, our home, not our homes, our hotels and lodging areas and things like that. People might want to think about Airbnb for next year. Volunteer sign-ups. We had 108 on sign-up sheet. We had maybe 25 to 30 by the time festival kicked around. So we really need to focus on volunteers. I know there's a lot of groups out there and a lot of people that do benefit from Island Fest. We'd just like to see more volunteers sign up. But the ones that did sign up, you brought it and you were great.
Chad, is there a volunteer wrap-up party too, while we're talking about the volunteers?
Yeah, but do we say that? What if we just have people showing up saying, oh, I helped?
Don't have to give out details, just we are doing that.
Yes.
Okay.
We are.
Yeah, yeah. And if you were a volunteer and you want to know about that party we're throwing, send me a message or John or any of us up here and we'll share. Call the rec department and they'll let you know.
You'll want to be in it next year.
It was nice that we brought back the historical tours. I heard the first one was really good. The second one was halfway filled with the transportation. We want to thank Derek Thiel and the city of Gibraltar for loaning us their wonderful little white shuttles so we didn't have to get on a yellow school bus. We did get a comment from Chief Porcerelli, the police chief, that it was one of the most organized festivals he's ever seen as far as the parking situation went. I think that most of us can say that the fireworks on Saturday were a good fit, that we thought that did good by moving them to Saturday. Also, the foam party, I know there was a little controversy with that. When we started planning the foam party, I was told by one of the employees that came down from Bay City that we had 710 kids to that foam party.
It was a huge hit.
So, I mean, they had a really good time.
Oh, it would
yeah.
probably still be going if it was warmer weather that night. You know, seriously.
Love the foam party. A couple things we need to work on. Obviously, what he said about the porta potties. We know that we need to have more, and they need to be set up differently. We apologize. I know it was really crappy that happened. So let's just, we'll make sure we work on the porta potties. We are going to definitely be working on more handicap accessible and handicap friendly throughout the event. A shout out to the Builders Club. VIP, tails, we covered that. Just a couple comments we heard here and there. I know that bands, when someone says bands are too loud, well, they're rock and roll bands and bands are loud. That's how it's going to be, you know. You're going to hear it from Albemarle, Roseville Yacht Club, Ford Yacht Club, Island Fest. There's just a lot of things going on with bands. Fireworks are loud. It's only 1 week in the year. Bear with us. It's good. I liked it, the 3 little kids that came up on Saturday and said, Mr. Chad, that foam party last night was the best thing they'd ever done. That's kind of what makes up for it. To the little boy that stood there on Saturday with the tear, or Sunday, that had the tear coming down his face and said, Mom, I got to wait a whole nother year for this. That's the kind of stuff that makes us all worthwhile. So what do we do for Saturday? We had a glow paint party, but it wasn't half as busy as the foam party. The foam party was what brought him in. Next year? Let us get to that first. But we know that foam works and glow paint didn't, so. But there was a lot of question about that. It was really good. Some of the things that I oversee personally is that we got coverage in 5 publications leading up to this event. The month of May, when you open your magazine, not only did you see me or my dog, you saw probably almost everybody on this commission in one of those out of the 5 publications. Food vendors, fireworks, porta potties, carnival, insurance quotes, VFW, Michigan Liquor Control Commission, parking, safety meetings, electrical, dude, on and on and on. It's endless, the things that we do for this event. I want to stay on for 1 more year, but that being said, we need to go into 2019 with the challenges that we might have a bridge that's not working. We need to get rides across there. If not, we have backups that we're trying to work on things. So I just want to keep that in mind, that 2019 is May 31st, June 1 and 2. all our contracts do expire for the fireworks and carnival. Where this event might go down the road, I don't know, nor does my commission. So if anybody has anything positive to put out there about what we should do with this festival, and I got a lot of comments on our Facebook site, right, Wendy? I mean, Trish was getting a lot of things about, it's too big for Macomb Street, first of all, and, you know, there's just, you can't pick things apart. We did our best to bring us a big, great, fiscally responsible event down here, but after next year, I don't know where this event will go. I want to take a shout out to Wendy Kearney. She's our tirelessly effort secretary, volunteers. Trish Eblin helped with the social media and website. Bridget brought it with the bartenders. Ann, finance director, she's a whiz with the numbers. John Bergen, thank you with the bands and everything that you do. George Fulmer, fencing, and being this your first festival, man, I tell you, we threw you right in the craziness of it all. So thank you, buddy.
He was all in.
Yeah, he was all in. There's, you know, I want to thank the rec commission too, because a lot of them, hi Karen, come on in. A lot of them got up and helped with the recreation commission, in which technically this is a rec event also. Constructive criticisms are always welcome. And I think I'm going to wrap this up by saying we do have an open seat on Festival Commission that has been open for a year now. We possibly have a second one coming up. If anybody's interested, downstairs, just fill out the paperwork, and there's a thing they're going to ask you, residency, name, et cetera, et cetera. Are you a felon? And you just need to fill that out, and I'm going to recommend that we take the month of July off from our meeting here for Island Fest. And we are going to be working on, oh, that's down here to talk about. All right, so all in all, thank you to the police, the fire, my commission, and the residents. That does it for me. Mr. Nelson.
I don't have anything tonight specifically, although I do want to thank, as Chad did, everybody that virtually kills himself for that weekend, to get ready for it, to have it. But Chad is right. It's grown into a monster, and we need to figure out going forward how we can tame the monster a little bit, so to speak. But it seems to, every year it seems to be a great thing, and everybody loves to come to it. The soccer teams, I think there were 100 and some, Kim, 105 or something. And those kids must come ride those rides, because that's a pretty nice chunk of change from the carnival. So all things considered, I just want to thank all you guys for all you did, and let's keep rocking.
When Jim Nelson said that about the soccer tournament, they are committed to come back for 2019.
Oh,
so
good.
I think that will make sense to do this one more year. But like I said, after that. All right, thank you, sir. Any action items? We have none. Discussion items. Wendy, how you doing with that website, social media? I know Trish was helping with that. You both were.
Trish kinda headed that up.
What's the Facebook Island Fest? Grosse Ile, or I'm sorry, Island Fest? The Facebook page.
Trish did that inside.
Yeah, if you go to the Facebook page, I believe it's just Island Fest. You can check there. The logo's on there with the sailboat in the sun, and see there were like 108 comments or something after I read it a week ago. So there's a lot of positive and negative stuff up there. So anybody that wants to come, these meetings are open to the general public, and we'd love to put some faces to some of these comments. So thank you. Volunteer wrap up. We said that we were going to have that volunteer party. If anybody's interested that did help out, they can call 734-675-2364. The password is volunteer party.
Right.
Right.
Well, I was just going to say for the volunteers, the Builders Club, and I know you gave them a shout out already, but Builders Club did a fantastic job coming in, setting up. They got everything set up that we wanted them to do, as well as take down. We were a little concerned about the numbers in the beginning, but they rallied at the last minute, and they were able to come in and do what we needed to do. So without them, we wouldn't have been able to. You and I would have been here late.
Oh, I know.
later
But
than
you
already.
get 20 kids together. Oh, my goodness.
And those Builders Club kids are workers. They want to work.
They are,
So
yeah.
they're coming to work. So thank you so much, Pam Rieger, who heads up that
Thanks, Pam.
Yes, we appreciate it. And don't forget next year.
Bartenders, wristbands. Bridget, you got this one? Oh. All right. I kind of gave the wrap up on that. Mr. George, parade. How did that? I was actually in the parade this year. Wendy and I were on there, so
I didn't see you. I was behind the scenes.
I know. How did that go? Did you have enough help down there?
You know, we had plenty of help. It was a lot of fun. You know, I didn't do much other than follow Woody's lead and Bob Firmstone's lead, and of course with Kim and Gail and Annette in the office, made it happen. It was, I think, flawless. It went pretty smooth. I had good help with a friend of mine, Tim Stockert, helped quite a bit, and of course the Builders Club as well. And no, it went well, and look forward to it next year.
Thank you,
A
sir.
shout out to the DDA as well for help with the funding of some of those.
Oh, right. Yeah, the DDA helped fund
Yeah, they did.
the parade, yeah.
DDA stepped up, really helped out. Approximately $2,700, I believe, with some of the participants that were in the parade. So I just want to say thanks to that commission and Angela Secocas.
Angela?
You said you look forward to doing it again next year, George. I just
Yeah,
want to make sure I got
absolutely.
that in the
Yeah,
meeting.
you can put
minutes
that in the
correctly.
notes.
To make sure it's in the minutes.
It was fun. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
All right. Mr. John with the bands.
Everything went smooth. I think in August we'll have an in-depth discussion on some philosophy, maybe altering, not having such a big expense for one band, and try to spread it out and keep it as a music festival. But that will come. So there's your open invitation to have some input in August on the entertainment. But all in all, everything went smooth. Again, the DJ service is great to work with, and we just had a couple technical problems that you're going to experience doing live music, you know, getting the bands up
Didn't
and
have a
switch
CD
over.
player.
So, yeah, so yeah, exactly.
Pretty sure
But
there's a CD player there if you just look close enough.
yeah, there was. Yeah, it went great as usual.
We've already had Wisteria email our festival website about next year, but they're performing at one of the gigs at Water's Edge. All right. So finances. I gave you guys the finances already. Ann is excused from tonight's meeting. Number G, fill vacant commissioner seat. So Kevin, I know you had talked about it when we talked downstairs, and I think Kevin was one of the ones that really brought it for the Buddha Bar area, and we all saw him in action, and I think that he, I don't know, though, after a couple meetings, you never know, like Trish gets up here and George, and it'll be good. And I know Ann's talked about, you know, she will still be involved in the finance aspect of it, but we really need people that are going to be at the meetings. We need you here. If we need to vote on something, we need to make sure there's a quorum. It's one night a month. It's the third Wednesday of the month. Unless there's a family emergency, as your dog or kid or something, I would really hope you could clear your calendar and make sure that you're here for the community. That's what volunteers about. Fill a vacant seat. That was a good speech. All right. So the next one is an event that we've talked about for a while, about doing the haunted hangar. We want to do this, and the Recreation Commission is going to be on with this one because we want to do it as a fundraiser for the ice rink to pay off the $39,000 that we owe on that ice rink. I know that's a different commission that I'm on, but the Festival Commission has been a big part of planning this event. And we have Kim and I have approached the airport manager. We've talked numbers and stuff, but we have to compile a letter to go to the Airport Commerce Commission so they know what we plan on doing. So that would be Saturday, October 27th.
Jed, are you putting
Yep.
that in the form of a motion that this commission takes on this project in support of the rec department? I mean, we are the festival commission. We're not Island Fest. So
Right.
We get it that we have to do other festivals, but are you making that a formal proposal right now that we as a board are going to vote on and support?
Kim, you want to take this?
Yeah, you know, the way, you know, when we were putting events together, you know, we try to come up with some revenue. That's a goal for sure. When I first started here and throughout my interview process, the main concern in recreation is always, in any township, any city, is the debt that we all face. And we have that. It's there. It's public knowledge. So the debt that I am concerned about is the community rink, and it's about $39,000. I've had people ask me, Kim, how are you going to fix that? I've been here for a year. I can't just pull $39,000 out of the clouds. It takes time to get into debt, and it takes time to get out of debt. So things that I've done, obviously, there is no expenses on that rink. I shovel it myself. I don't spend overtime. I don't, obviously there's not a lot of repairs, but I had that rink open almost 20 days last winter by myself, my daughter, and Carl Moore helping out. So when you cut your expenses, that's number one. But how do we generate revenue for an ice rink that is not guaranteed to be open? We're at the mercy of Mother Nature. If it's warm, we've got no ice. So Chad and I have been talking. I know there's been some talk about, let's have a golf outing. Let's do this. Let's do that. And it does take a lot of time to plan those golf outings. It is an extreme amount of work, which is not a problem for anyone on either commission. But I feel that the haunted or those types of events, whether it be a ball or a party or something like that, we can generate some revenue. There's no doubt about it. We made $34,000 or $33,400 off the Buddha Bar. That's a great start. So, talking with Chad, yes, I would really like to gear this event for revenue generating for the rink debt. That is what I'm looking to. I'm asking the commission, the festival commission, to join forces with the recreation commission on this project. Work together. If this is an option, that's what we needed to discuss. Because I do have to take this proposal to the airport commission because it's in their hangar. We need approvals for those types of things. So that's what we're looking to do.
I'm in 100% support. I just want to make sure that we do this right. So can Kim make this motion, or do you?
I cannot.
Yeah. So Chad, can you make the formal motion that we as a commission support the rec department joint venture in this project? I mean, I'll have full support of it, but I just want to make sure that we as a commission are.
Are you all down for that? I mean, to do something at Halloween?
Yeah.
And
It
I just
takes a
wanted
year
to-
to plan the Island Fest, but we do have downtime. We do have opportunities to, get involved with the Christmas parade festivities. I mean, I don't want to say we're going to become the next parade company of the island, but we very well could be. We've got enough knowledge and creativity that we could pull off more than just these two events. So I'm in full support. I'm just waiting for the formal motion.
That's why I think this commission needs to be involved as much as the rec, even though it's the recreation commission. It's like you said, we know about doing events. We can put this together. It's a one-night event. It's going to be a cool thing. All of us have things in our past about doing events. So when it comes to getting a number of finances approved, is that something that should go through this commission or the rec commission or both?
I have a budget line item for special events and cultural events, and there's enough money in there to get this event going. So we have the funds to get what we need, buy what we need, those types of things. So that is coming out of the rec special event line.
Kim, if you also need any more seed money, there may be some nonprofits out there that could help you and float you a loan or just give the money that you will need to get this off the island or off the ground.
Right.
So
And we're looking into that too, so.
tap them.
All right,
Do
so
my best.
we have a recreation meeting next Thursday. I will run this by that commission too. But so we need a motion to proceed with the October 27th Haunted Hangar. Do you have a question?
Not about that, but after you vote.
I second the motion.
I can put a motion out for that, right? Yeah. All right. John, second. All in favor of moving forward with October 27th Haunted Hangar?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Yay. Do what? Oh, yeah. Thanks, Barry. He watches us all the time. Him and Kim, I got some great pictures of you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, we can tweak that a little bit.
Yeah, everybody's husbands, wives, partners, and they all need families, especially because it takes away from, mom and dad and your family and all that. So, and I always thank your kids for sharing you with, and Cody with you. And there's, all right, so we're good with that.
Chad, one
Festival
comment.
Commission.
I'm sorry, what,
I
Kim?
just said thanks to the commission.
Chad,
Yes, sir.
Kim, correct me if I'm wrong, I think you contributed $5,000 toward the rink deficit in the last 4 or 5 months?
Right, I had budgeted out of my
Okay.
budget to put 5,000 towards the debt. That is correct. It's
Okay.
in the budget, which is, again,
I
public
just want
knowledge.
people to know we are in the process of getting it worked out.
That's correct.
Thank you.
I had Margie downstairs print these out for me yesterday. I'm going to pass these down for each one of you to take home and just put them with your notes. This tells you what we as a commission, powers of commission, our meetings, et cetera, what we all stand for. Kim, I know you have all this. So I'll give you one of these when we leave. So just put that in your papers to read when you have time. It's kind of interesting. Because, John, you're one that's always saying, we do more than just Island Fest. We are a festival commission. We do events. And that's so true. We just need to find the funds to do events.
Well, that's what I was going to
So,
ask.
yeah.
I mean, as a commission, are we the only commission that doesn't have a budget to work off of?
Well, which basically recreation's budget that we work
so
Yeah, we are-
We piggytail off of your budget.
Yes, that is correct. Yep.
But I'd like for her not to take this 15,000 that we just made off the festival and throw it towards the ice rink.
No,
That stays for the
I'm
big,
just
the
saying,
big
you
daddy.
know.
Yeah.
Karen, I see you're back there. Did you want to come up and say anything? Did you have something you'd like to bring to the meeting tonight?
No?
You cannot. You have to come up here because we're televised. So come on up here and give us. Karen was one of our great volunteers. I know she got here a little late, but we'll make an exception for you. So come on up to the microphone here and tell us your name and where you live after you're done fluffing your hair. There you go.
Hi, I'm Karen Olenek, and
Your address or where you live.
I live,
In
say my
Hawthorne.
address? Or
Street's fine.
James Drive on Grosse Ale,
How do you spell your last name?
Olinek. And I have some ideas from this past couple weeks, bartending and volunteering and all that. And the Buddha Bar I thought was a really good idea. And for the most part, it sounds like it was successful based upon what you made and everything. But some of the ideas that I noticed from bartending and that is that I personally felt that maybe it should be outside instead of in the hangar. It would get more attention since it was new especially. And I think a lot of people just didn't know about it. And the beer area was out there, which was nice, but I really think next year we should be out there. Another suggestion I have is I know that we changed the fireworks to Saturday night, which was good. And I believe the one night that we had, 50 amp fuse was which night was it?
Friday.
Friday night. But I would like to suggest that maybe if it's budgeted, because I really don't know what the bands charge, but I would like to see both nights have really star entertainment like that. And I think that that's what happened the one night. It wasn't, and I'm not criticizing them, but I don't think it was quite up to par after having a band like 50 Amp Fuse, so I think that was a little disappointing. But other than that, I just want to say you all did a fantastic job, and I think it
Thank
was
you.
awesome.
Thanks.
Well, thank you for your work.
Oh,
That
it
you
was
brought
nothing. I
it.
really had a great time doing
Good.
it.
Good.
You
Recruit
deal with me
friends.
off hours too, though. It's like, oh,
And
Chad.
Karen, you can easily volunteer to be on the commission next year.
We do have 2 seats available
And what are those for?
for this commission right here.
I'll talk to you about it after the meeting. Thinking about it.
All right. Thank you, Karen. Thank you.
Thanks, Karen.
All right. George, you got anything you want to bring out here?
Well, I do agree with bringing the Buddha Bar out from, and we talked about that, there he is, making more money. We talked about that before, as we were setting it up, that we thought that might be a good idea to bring it out into the common area there instead of being inside the hangar. So it's something we can look at next year, absolutely. But I would like to thank Carl Moore for cutting the grass out here.
Yep.
At the last minute, the grass, I think the brush hog broke. The airport brush hog, and so the grass didn't get cut. It was like this long, and just grass clippings everywhere. Carl stepped up and cut it for free, and I just want to let him know we appreciate that very much.
Carl.
Thank you, Carl.
Thank you, Carl.
Did he cut that for free?
For free.
Right, good. Is that it?
That's it.
Thank you, sir. Mr. John Bergen?
No, we're all set.
Good. Miss Wendy Kearney?
No, I don't think so. Just
Kim
good
O'Farrell?
job.
Good.
Are you supposed to be on this agenda for something to say? I noticed that your name, no, that's the other one. All right. Mr. Nelson?
I'm good, thank you.
All right, once again, I want to thank everybody. Don't forget 2019, it's May 31st, June 1, 2. We want to thank everybody. Have a safe summer. Thank you. Good night.